Yeah, hey, I'm back. Look, no title for this though. We just gonna research and correlate because what I'm saying about the Bible is, am I too high? Because what I'm saying about the Bible, they talking about phases of reality or phases of being, right? They talking about phases of being, and this will help you get along with the reality to how you say intertwine yourself with it or become one with the reality because this is what the all-seeing eye is really about, these phases of reality where you remember the characteristics and um, values of this characteristic, of having this characteristic, um or how you embedding yourself with a phase like you doing, like fasting is a phase, and in this phase you gain these powers type characteristics. You feel better, you look better, your skin look better, you feel stronger, you are stronger, you more appealing, you ain't off the handle opposed to you eating breakfast. You getting your 3 meals in and then you always feeling some type of way. But we gonna get into that. I'm gonna show y'all the phases. We gonna discuss like what's going on in these phases, proving that if we proving that, because I want to say proving that if we proving that when we wasn't indulging in this particular lifestyle, this particular uh phase of reality, this matrix, and I'm saying demands, demands, because they saying this phase right here, because like this, I was thinking about the Virgin Mary one day, and I'm like, bro, that's just a phase in reality. That's a phase where it was like on Ghost Rider when he talked about being many. We are legend. Like that's what we are. Alright. It's only so long somebody can keep telling y'all this same thing. Discussing these topics with y'all because everybody ain't gonna have it ain't gonna come a time where everybody got the patience. Where it's always gonna be Sean, like they can't mess this up. But they trying to make history. So in his story, him messing the world up is big. Like that's an accomplishment. But yeah, this parthenogenesis right here. Because you see, they talking about Parthenos is version. It's a god in Greek, like it's explaining right here. But it's saying that this phase is rare though, like in humans, mammals. Genesis meaning creation is a natural form of asexual reproduction in which the embryo develops directly from an egg without need for fertilization. See, and they talking about this reptilian shit. See, people taking it to another level when they talking about alien. Like, there's no you the alien, dude. Like, you can really do all these things that we call it weird right now is really just natural, bro. The mind is really this powerful. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is why animism would be. They told us like this is where religion would stem from. That's why they saying God is in every phase of your reality. The light, the power, the forces, the elements, the nutrients, the natural elements. It's in every phase of reality. You can't in a like micro doses or macro doses, like we about to read, like, and people not getting that is when they talking about you being a being. Now it's time to realize that it takes a balance of these elements, minerals, power, fire, cold, hot, like, and that's maturity for real. Because one of them people could still be childish, but they know when to turn the maturity on. That's what separates you, puts you on different levels. Anyway, in animals, parthenogenesis means the development of an embryo from an unfertilized egg cell. In plants, parthenogenesis is a component process of apomixis. Now, I wanted to get into this too because this is deep. This is deep. In botany, apomixis is sexual development of seed or embryo without fertilization. However, other definitions include replacement of the seed by a plantlet or replacement of the flower by bulbils. It's almost like bubbles, right? Apomictically produced offspring are genetically identical to the parent plant, except in non-recurrent apomixis. Its etymology is Greek for away from plus mixing. Normal sexual reproduction. All right, I ain't gonna skip nothing. Normal sexual reproduction of plants such as propagation from cuttings or leaves has never been considered to be apomixis, in contrast to parthenocarpy, horticulture. Who did horticulture? Previous cultures than the agreed upon culture now, which is non don't require no nutrient. That it's just not a nutrient filled diet for the culture. That's crazy. But two, y'all gotta think they culture cells in the lab. They culture them. That means you programming them. Culture is programming. Culture is another word for programming. See through the shit. Come on. Keep up. Which involves seedless fruit formation without fertilization. Apomictic fruits have viable seeds containing a proper embryo with a sexual origin. In flowering plants, the term apomixis is used in a restricted sense to mean a gamospermy, i.e., clonal reproduction through seeds. Y'all see what's big today? Clones. They taking seeds, babies, seedlings, babies. They. This is how the Masons play on our organic thoughts. They changing what's natural to into negativity on a major scale. On a major scale. So this leads you to not knowing how to care for a seed. This is all zeros, ones and zeros. When you read books on these real things and bios and geos, like you can see through this what I'm reading. I'm always using Wikipedia to show y'all anything because I can see through what it's really saying. Nobody's really saying what you think they saying. Even what I'm saying, I'm talking on the scale that's invisible. Look at me, you twist your face up, you this, you that, especially if you know me and all that shit, like, because it's different. And I don't care because I'm doing this for my higher self. This is giving me purpose, like, and the cells, which are the people, which are my cells, at different angles of the reality, getting that okay, he really making sense with what he doing. That's why my brain is make sense. All of that, like, and everybody want to make sense, but right now they at the it is conversion over past the making sense, like money, all of that. It's going past all of that. Now it's on this type of shit because this is the true shit. Like you the you the true guide. You came from your star to come here to do what you was trying to do. Like you ain't gonna remember the angle, but you know you needed it. Time to use this shit. Forgot where I was. Oh yeah, seedless fruit. Boom boom. In flowering plants, the term apomixis is used in a restricted sense to mean a gamospermy. Oh yeah, down here. Clonal production through seeds, although agospermy could theoretically occur in gymnosperms. It appears to be absent in that group. Gymnosperms are a group of woody perennial seeding producing plants, typically lacking the protective outer covering which surrounding the seeds and flowering plants that include conifers, cycads, ginkgo, and needophytes, forming the class Gymnospermae. Hold up, hold up. Polygamy is a related term that has various meanings over time in plants with independent gametophytes, notably ferns. See, see, this is why I talked about the Grinch. See, the Grinch looked like that because he was a fern plant, bro. You turning all plants male is a bad thing because we don't have no more female that can produce both female and male because that's the code. That's the code. Some It was a time where hermaphrodites was, but I still think that's man crossing though, like DNA, and that's what the cross is really about. The holy cross. The holy cross is really this right here. Look, It's really just DNA. The crossing. Where is it at, man? Oh yeah, they talking about the crossing and folding of your cells, and they call it pill, a joint to plate, fold, pocket. DNA is folding, bending. Seven, seven. Look at this. Number of the complete sets of chromosomes in the cell, and hence the number of possible alleles for autosomal and pseudo-autosomal genes. Pseudo-autosomal. Here, sets of chromosomes refers to the number of maternal and paternal motherly received, the mothers and the fathers chromosome copies, respectively, in each homologous chromosome pair. The form in which chromosomes naturally exist. Somatic cells, tissues, and individual organisms can be described according to the number of sets of chromosomes present. Haploidy level. I got pill from Ployd though. Look, let me show you. Let you know I ain't bullshit. It's how you research, bro. Pele. I think Peter is Pele. Name is like this too. Floyd. Pele to feel. What are we feeling? What are we filling the DNA up with? I was about to say it too. What are we filling the DNA up with? These monoploids, diploids, triploids, tetraploids, pentaploids, hexaploids, heptaploids, or septaploids. Seven sets chromosomes that is bending and folding, making the X. It's long. There we go. Y'all see the X's? See, they just made it. They just made it vertical. That's what the cross is. The cross is vertical cells, and I'm pretty sure that this is like code for sickle cell, code for sickle cell trait, code code for an unhealthy cell. This is the symbol the, with that thing around it, with the engulf. This is this is its environment. You know what I mean? Which is spiky too. It'll poke the cell, poke the it'll poke the dome of the cell. Well, it wouldn't have one, but at this point, because to me, religion is not doing us no justice. This is the religion is for the lost people. The religion is for the lost people. Man, fuck it. Let's look. Hmm. It look like a moon. Abnormal hemoglobin. So in this sharp end, start stabbing other shit. Hooks. Ooh. But two, look, the devil horns. Look, I just said something about this too. Look, look, them is the devil horns. Cause it's all symbolism. It's all symbolism, man. I'm just, I just be talking shit. Hey, follow my Facebook, Clark MOA. Yeah, cause we everything. We got trace everything, cause we everything. And then with them not telling you everything, you're not gonna think of that. Oh man, I'm doing all that. I could have just clicked this. See, the engineering of the phases of reality. See what I mean? It turn your your cells against each other, man. And you just missed the whole bit you came for. So like with the parthenogenesis thing, the phases of reality gotta be engineered for you to be eating yourself. You eating yourself is technically good for the parasites that, because a parasite is a thing that, because a parasite could be positive, I guess, for you, so to speak, right? And you can control these microscopic, because that world is a more abundant. I'll take that back. That world is a mystery, and they don't want us to remember that part. Look, this means growth. Evolution is always growth because apomictic plants are genetically identical from one generation to the next. Now, think about people while we reading this. Think about your family. Think about everybody, everything. Each lineage has some of the characters of a true species, maintaining distinctions from other uh, apomictic lineages within the same genus. You genius. While having much smaller differences than is normal between species of most generations or genera. They are therefore often called microspecies. Right. Some genera it is possible to identify and name hundreds or even thousands of microspecies, which may be grouped together as species aggregates, typically listed in floras with the convention genus species aggregate, such as the bramble. Right, we see those. So I wonder what religion the plants and flowers have that they go by. No, they know that they are already embedded into the reality, and they can't take the inducing of fake information and information or genetic material that is not suitable for them. The Grinch knew this. The Grinch knew what am I going through doing all this for? Y'all think y'all know what happy is and all of that. That's why his makeup was what it was. You know what I mean? Like y'all playing is really all symbolism. It's all there. Everything is in front of us. We running into everything. Every day we open our eyes. You just gotta realize it. You gotta realize it. Like, look at dude. Like, why else would this nigga be like this? Why else? Even has. Look at him. And then he got the mistletoe. Truly, he knows more about the. Truly, it knows more about the mistletoe than these two. Who? These two who's? Like, and asters, these stars. So we not thinking that the stars and the planets are connected at all. It's just going over our head, literally. Like we being led by something so negative. Like it needs a teacher, and this gatekeeping is blocking people. It's the false god. It's the false guide. Truly, the false guide. Why people run calling niggas like me and all the other teachers who making sense the antichrist. Like the all seeing eye, the higher self is remembering all of this. Watch, watch this. Go back to parthenogenesis. Right, because they talking about the phase of reality. Virgin Mary giving birth to Jesus. This is the phase. It's more shit. Animals that do the whip thing more than not more than it's more like look, there are over 450 described species of Deloid rotifers. S- It's a leech. The main characteristics that distinguish Deloids from related groups of rotifers are exclusively parthogenic reproduction and the ability to survive in dry, harsh environments by entering a state of desiccation-induced dormancy at any life stage, and hydrobiosis. This is this is this is where you would mock cryogenesis. This is where the scientists. This is where the scientists are telling people, "Hey, we can freeze you now." Oh shit! Hey, we can freeze you now, homie, and wake you up later, and you gon' ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Oh my goodness, man. And for a person to do this, I keep saying this shit because it blow my mind every time. And I keep saying a person that does this, they have been negatively induced. You gotta be crazy. You gotta be crazy. They are often referred to as ancient asexuals. Asexuals. Now, I can see this being our reality when the reality wasn't like this though. Like like we go somewhere where the beings ain't been tampered with nothing. I bet I bet the okay, I'm back. Okay. Um yeah, I can see this being our reality when when we was when we was natural, we was organic, we was so organic, we was being hated on like today, and we even have organic, and they still hating on us or shit at a low point organic, and they still hating us because that can't prevail. The monsters gonna eat the baby monsters gonna eat the parents every time because it's gonna is if everything is growing to be better than the last batch and you can only induce it for it to be negative, right? If every batch is gonna be greater or worse, meaning like that's still an impact. The worst still just need to be engineered to for direction to go the right way. The right way meaning the way to make more sense, the path of least resistance. It just need a guide. That's what we was. That's what the dark is to the light. And sometimes the roles switch. Sometimes the light is that to the dark. But think about it like this. If they both knew when to step down and step up, when step down, step up, we looking at it every day. That's day and light. Day and dark, I mean. That's light and dark. How does the sun move 12 hours and then the moon come 12 hours? Like they sharing. That's the natural, like you, it's a balance. It's balance. Are referred to as ancient asexuals due to their unique asexual history that spans back to over 25 million years. Like, come on, bro. Like, we are like, Deloid rotifers are microscopic organisms typically between 150 and 700 in length. I forgot what that symbol meant. Most are slightly too small to be seen with the naked eye, and is so many of them, but appear as tiny white dots through even a weak hand lens, especially in bright light. In June 2021, biologists reported the restoration of deadly Rutherford after being frozen for 24,000 years in the Siberian permafrost. These things are what's influencing the reality. These are little examples. So, all this asexual reproduction, all these things that do it, tardigrades. You see the tardigrades? Scientists freezing them and throwing, like they're trying to fuck up reality, bro. They trying to see how bad can they stop the production of these millions of microscopic billions, trillions of microscopic things that make up little animals that make up the animation, what we are calling uh the earth. You know what I mean? Like what am I on? Parthenogenesis. Automasis. See, look, the X is like the crossing of your chromosomes for you to become. They fucking up those phases. A doctor is only learning that. People, I keep telling y'all, people only win Nobel Prizes when they already done took the oath, right? They did something scientifically, quote unquote, they don't know, and somebody does it. Like Nikola Tesla. They take your shit and reverse it. That's what I'm saying. You can tell who's Masonic and who's not by their actions. But the Masons play the game of, because there's really like there's no physical reaping what you sow, but ultimately solely you will, because we in school and it shows that you're not learning. You're not advancing or progressing. So your thoughts are gonna always be on that level. I can get away with this, I can get away, when truly you can't, bro. You can't. It's just over. You can always fix it, but if it ain't in your mind to fix it, then it's not in the universe's mind or the multiverse's mind to reward you, because you ain't thinking about rewarding yourself in a more moral, soul fulfilled way. It ain't gonna feel like nothing, and people are used to that. What they call it, dopamine dumping on nothing. Like, it's crazy, literally making you crazy. Just where was I going? See, look, all these phases is form of sexual reproduction related to parthenogenesis is genogenesis. Here, offspring are produced by the same mechanism as in parthenogenesis, but with the requirement that the egg merely be stimulated by the presence of sperm to develop. It's saying that sexual reproduction is like the strongest. Is even stronger than asexual reproduction. Ancient. I'm trying to find where wheel animals, wheel anim, animalcules make up a phylum of microscopic, meaning a layer of microscopic, near microscopic, pseudo coelomate animals. Uh, the pseudo ain't the natural. It's the induced. Look, errors in meiosis. How would there be errors in meiosis? They gotta be induced. They gotta be induced when you doing what you like. It's natural to you. It's forming. It's forming. Nothing can stop it. They can't stop it, so they can only fuck it up. Throw shit in there, like like throwing trash on the street or throwing clogging up the drain type shit. Basically, that's what they doing to us. When our cells, I mean, when our blood quit moving, that's what they basically do. Is you gotta dry out. They gotta dry the body out. They gotta throw off main energy centers. I know we know knowing about the chakras and the energy centers, or that's why we even calling them that. The black holes eating up light. That's what they are, and they eating different frequencies of light of the light. Everybody requires different things, literally. Some people low on iron, some people low on calcium, some people low on this and that. It's natural, but at the same time, it's not. Niggas low on iron because uh naturally we are supposed to be in tropical weather. That's why your skin is how it is. But through living, we learned how to adapt to the cold. And the mind is changing. So we going through fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer. And in those phases, it's certain times to do certain things, resulting in aneuploidy, an abnormal number of chromosomes, are the leading known cause of miscarriage. Who know this? Your doctors know this. But then again, they'll tell you some drink some milk, drink, and that shit don't. It's not for you. Like who is like you gotta be an asshole almost for these people to not push this shit on you. And the most frequent genetic cause of developmental disabilities, bro. I'm thinking about dude, dude, Stephen Hawking and his people, and why that happened like that. It's wild. In meiosis, DNA replication is followed by 2 rounds of cell division to produce 4 daughter cells. In science, that's how they talking. Daughter cells. Why? Because the holes is given uh, an environment for light to produce. The dark is like resting. It's perfect for a seed. Yeah, y'all didn't get it. All right. each with half the number of chromosomes as the original parent cell. The two meiotic divisions are known as meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Before meiosis begins, during S phase of the cell cycle, the DNA of each chromosome is replicated so that it consists of two identical sister chromatids, which remain held together through sister chromatid cohesion. What is the S phase? Synthesis phase is the phase of the cell in which DNA is replicated, occurring between G1 phase and G2 phase. Since accurate duplication of the genome is critical, since accurate duplication of the genome is critical to successful cell division, the process that occur during S phase are tightly regulated and widely conserved. Where is it at? Oh yeah, and widely conserved. Nuclear, because the nucleus is the main thing a cell need to produce. The nucleus holding the code. Free histones produced by the cell during S phase are rapidly incorporated into new nucleosomes. This process is closely tied to the replication fork. Didn't the devil have a pitchfork? Didn't the devil have that pitchfork in his hand? Look at this shit. Look, I'm giving y'all, nobody telling y'all this type of shit. Then the devil had a pitchfork though. He got a torque. He got a torque. You know why? Because that's what he's truly affecting. The torque of the cells, the power, how much power you exerting, bro, and consuming. If you can't intake none, then how can you perform? You coming out like this. You looking like this. I ain't making fun of it. It's just the reality of it. Like this is wild. Occurring immediately in front and behind the replication complex. Translocation of MCM helicase along the leading strand disrupts parental nucleosome octamers, resulting in the release of H3, H4, and H2A, H2B subunits. Reassembly of nucleosome behind the replication fork is mediated by chromatin assembly factors. That's why I was talking about chromatin and carotene, bro. Carotene. Carotene is in the orange fruits, orange vegetables, because they hold the fire, bro. Cairo, yellow, orange, red plant pigments, carotene class of compounds. You don't eat the carrot though. If Yaki and Dr. Sebi said they both chemists and they tested this, but the chemists I know are saying eat carrots. That's crazy. And pushing it. Look, I'd rather eat sweet potatoes. I'll be on the meat. Hmm. Look, the pink color of wild flamingos is due to astaxanthin, a carotenoid they absorb from their diet of brine shrimp. If fed a carotene-free diet, they become white. I ain't, man, y'all think I just be talking. I just be talking, don't I? This is wild. But because it's about color, chromatin has, when you look at chrome, like off a car, like reflecting or something, you still can see the prism, yellow, purple, blue type, because it's like diamond, it's like the all-seeing eye. It's like perspective, but that's just one. People ain't getting the colors. The one color is a perspective. It's a mindset of a frame. It's an environment. It's a place. It's a shape. It's a certain reaction character. It like once you start compartmentalizing life like that, it'll become easier. Then you see how everything is everything because it goes together. Without green, yellow, blue, purple, all that, everything wouldn't be everything. It'll just be one basic thing, yellow. And this is this every day and that every day. And like that'll be boring. That'll be boring as hell. Are loosely associated with replication proteins, though not fully understood. Yeah, y'all don't understand. The reassembly does not appear to utilize a semi-conservative scheme seen in DNA replication. Labeling experiments indicate that nucleosome duplication is predominantly conservative. The paternal H3 H4 core nucleosome remains completely segregated from newly synthesized H3 H4, resulting in the formation of nucleosomes that either contain exclusively old H3H4 or exclusively new. Old and new histones, I don't even think they called histones because they yours. So, old and new tones are assigned to each daughter strand semi-randomly, resulting in equal division of regulatory modifications like on a strand of DNA is like ACGH type, and those are tones. Those are frequencies, and they can be altered. We just read how they could make old to new ones. This is crazy. Now I'm looking at it like they got your DNA and they look. They wrestling for your DNA, but it's really you. Like when you be like when it's like you get the hunger pain, like it's time to eat. Like that's you still, but it's still you to say, nah, we gonna wait, we gonna wait, knock this about 4 hours out. You know what I'm saying? And get us some liquid. Oh man, because parthenogenesis, if it was something that we did, we, if it was something, man, I gotta find, look, okay, look. Look, the in apomictic parthenogenesis, the offspring are clones of the mother, and hence, except for aphids, are usually female. In the case of aphids, parthenogenetically produced males and females are clones of their mother, except that the males lack one of the X chromosomes, XO. When meiosis is involved, the sex of the offspring depends on the type of sex determination system, see, and the type of apomixis. In species that use the XY sex determination system, parthenogenic offspring have two X chromosomes and are female. Was that a alert right there in y'all brain? Don't forget, we still researching. Parthenogenic offspring have two X chromosomes and are female. Y'all under attack in the dark male and female, we under attack in every which way y'all we can expect it. That's why we getting so pissed off because it's like we don't see nothing. It's like we welcoming it, open arms, death. It's like we welcoming that shit because we don't know. We ain't read nothing, but we waking up. The higher one, the higher ones is waking up. And species that use the ZW sex determination system, the offspring genotype may be one of ZW female, ZZ male, or WW non-viable in most species, but a fertile, viable female in a few, e.g., Boaz. Family of non-venomous snakes primarily found in the Americas, as well as Africa, Europe, Asia, and some Pacific islands. Seeing that too, like everything was here. GW offspring are produced by endoreplication before meiosis or by central fusion. Wait, wait.